Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a set of tools for dulcimer players, and now we're focused on hammered dulcimer. Let me fix that. Let's say scales. All right, so we're working on scales. We want to make the chart for the hammered dulcimer give the option of major or minor scales. So we'll look at those, and then once we know the scales, we'll know what chords to show or at least chord tones to show. Okay, so let's just review where we were. We did pretty good progress yesterday. The goal is to reflect the layout of a hammered dulcimer, and I've meant to come back in and finish this, but I didn't, so there you go. But there's a treble and a bass bridge, and we'll show the notes that are on each one. Some of the notes will have markers that are there to indicate just to give a little bit of a roadmap or some landmarks while you're doing this. So we'll get those in as well. But normally I want to show each chart and then highlight the notes that are in a chord. So if we're showing a C major chord, well, let's throw an A minor chord because I can see that one. A, C, and E, okay? And then I don't see any more. All right, there's an A sharp, but we wouldn't want to highlight that. If it's a C chord, C, E, and G, and then here's another C and here's another G. So we would highlight those 5 notes. Oh, 6 if you count the bass. All right, and highlight is going to be either diamond, square, circle, or triangle, depending if it's the root, third, fifth, and so on. We probably should put a key up there somewhere for that. And that probably belongs on our other one too. So the scales, if you pick a major scale, there's a pattern that the 1 chord is major, the 2 and 3 are minor, the 4 and 5 are major, the 6 is minor, and the 7th is diminished, which, it's sort of a minor with even more flat notes. Okay, and that pattern holds in every key, so we just have to match the pattern up to the notes, and then we'll have the notes for a given key or a given chord. And then for minor, they have a different pattern. A minor will say A is minor, B is diminished. So you're starting off 3 notes lower, basically, or a third lower. B is diminished. C, the 3rd chord is major, the 4th chord is minor, the 5th chord is minor, 6th and 7th are major, that's F and G. Now, in the minor key, the 5 chord, A minor, the 5 chord is E minor. It's a minor chord, doesn't really give you as much push towards resolution. So lots of times they'll make that chord major. So they might put a C sharp in, A, C sharp, E. And then for the 7 chord, the major chord, it doesn't, it's not like it hates to go to A minor, but it doesn't really feel strong. So if we raise the G again to a G sharp BD, you get a diminished chord that really wants to jump forward to the A minor chord. So we'll put in both variations. It's a little weird in some ways, but depending on the music, it may do that. Now there's a 3rd minor scale that's basically it's let's see. I think going up, you go sharp, F sharp and G sharp to A, and going down, you go natural, G and F and E. So depending which way the melody goes, you decide which one to use. So we'll put both in, and then they can make a decision as to what makes sense for them. All right. So yeah, I pulled this guy up. This we'll still use. This is correct for us. I think this will probably be correct. So chord notes we'll have to convert our HD notes to note names to make sense. So note name doesn't track the octave, and hammered dulcimer notes do. All right, and then let's find that minor scale quality. Yeah, that's scale quality. Whoops. Okay, so I think we're going to let this know the steps. So a major chord is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. If I did that right. And I think this thing should know that. So to calculate this stuff, and I don't think there's any, I don't think I need to test this. It's just the answer is the answer. So, if you, we'll just switch on self, case major, case minor, and this one, so 0 is C, then up 2 is D, up 2 more is E, up 1 is F, up 2 half steps is G, 2 more is A, 2 more is B, and 1. Okay. And is that C, D, E, F, G, A, B? We don't really need this last one. Okay, because that's the octave. All right, and then the minor, it's really shifted back. So A starts here, so it's going to be 2, 2, and 1. Oh, this one's 0. Sorry, the first note. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let's make sure I did that right. I should have the same number of each. A, up 2 is B, up 1 is C, up 2 is D, up 2 is E, up 1 is F, up 2 is G. Okay, so A to G or C to C, or whatever key we're in, we'll do that. Does that look right? Man, I had to run out at lunch here and like just blew in a minute before we started. So my usual cleanup is not done, but I think we're getting to index of chords in key is kind of what this is about. Okay. All right. So we've added that to scale quality. So let's see where we're going to add. We want to be able to say for a given key, what are the chords that you do? Okay. So, that's the thing about the one chord being major and so on. This gives you the starting notes. I want to use stuff we did before. So, all right. So these give you the starting notes for a given scale. All right. Now we had somewhere like C, C sharp, D. We did that in our other index. So I know that exists somewhere. I think it's really just, it may have just been an enumeration over things. I'm not sure. Okay. I got to find the right handle to do this thing. All right. Maybe I should say, what are we going to show in our index? That might be the right question. Okay. We'll let this run a minute here. But remember, we had the index before, C, C sharp, D, E, and so on. That's not so helpful in the hammered dulcimer side. I think we really want to do the 1 chord, the 2, the 3, the 4, and so on. So something needs to know for a scale, what is the nature of the chord at that point. And I think that may be, I don't know if that's scale quality as well. So something that's like the name and the quality of the chord, we need that. All right, let's check this in. I did some other change. Let me just do a quick little review here. We just did that. Layout view. We did that yesterday. Okay. Oh, I deleted chord tone. We referenced it at some point, but we didn't use it for our final solution. Okay, that's the one I was thinking of. All right. So we just make scale quality know the notes, know the offsets to its notes. Now, it's funny to me. I mean, I don't know how many more of these I'm going to do, but it really does seem like there's sort of a little framework going on about knowing the structure of music. And I think we've spread it out a little bit because, like, our song index that we did early on listed songs by key and knows the notes in the tune and so on. It doesn't really take advantage of the stuff we're doing here. We're doing some overlap with the mountain dulcimer chord chart versus the hammered. Okay, and what am I complaining about? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that one. All right, I guess the next thing up is, I guess it's sort of like chord quality. I think we have a chord quality, right? So, yeah, these guys, well, this dominant 7 is not really it's a dominant 7, no fifth. I'm not sure how the chord people write that. Like guitar chords, they do that kind of stuff. Dulcimer world, we just call it a 7th and ignore the fact that there's a 5th missing. Let's see, chord notation missing 5th. I think it might just be -5 after it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. It's common to omit the 5th without any specific markings. Yeah, I've seen that. Yes, no 5. Yeah, it's not super common, but I think I've seen it. I've seen it with -5, I think, too. But I'm going to rename these. Because there is something about them. And we need something different for hammered. Come on, you can do it. Here we go. No 5. Okay. Chord quality. So he knows the pattern for the major, minor, each chord. Well, that's a good thing. But I think there's also, well, I guess thinking what our index is going to need, it needs to know the name, which will be a Roman numeral. And it needs to know the scale offset. Okay, so I can get the scale offset. I don't know if that's enough. But who knows that? Well, that's a good question. It seems like a scale kind of should know. If I tell you the scale, I know what chords are implied by it. And those chords are a name and a position. I guess a scale degree. I just don't know if it's too much of a chord thing, but I guess it's a thing. The index needs to know a thing. All right. So what is that thing? It's I think it's maybe, we'll call it a scale chord. It's not just a chord. It's really a chord according to a scale degree. Okay. So who's going to ask this question? That's MD view. Where's HD view? All right. So I mean, we did chord quality. Okay, so I guess this is going to be chord scale chord, all cases. Okay, so let's yeah, I don't see a test for him. He's a bunch of information. All right, but we'll define him. I don't know, scale degree chord sounds too much. And we probably need him identifiable. Okay, and he needs to know a name. Of string, and he needs scale degree of int. Okay. That can't quite work. I'm worrying about my 5 chord being both major and minor. I can't just say he's on the scale degree. He's got to really define. Maybe those offsets aren't the thing. Maybe this is the thing. And he needs a chord quality. Chord quality. Okay. All right. So he's got the name like Roman numeral 1. And he's got a scale degree. Well, this is really is he a scale degree? He's like he's kind of the starting note. He's the starting note relative to the root of the chord. Maybe it's offset. Okay, we'll try that. All right, and then scale chords. Well, that again goes to the minor, the chord note. No. Scale quality. Major and minor note determine that. So this is scale chords, and is he an array of those things? I guess. And then again, this corresponds to major and minor. All right. And major, it's scale chord. Name is 1. Offset is 0. And the quality is, whoa, whatever that came from. Major. Okay, so I think this data stuff. The 2-chord lowercase for minor chords. The offset from C to D is 2, 4. And it's kind of the cumulative offset. I don't know if that would be better for that. Maybe that's all we need. Okay, 3 is minor. Oh, I have to say return. 4 is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, and 7 is diminished, which gets a little superscript like a degree sign, which I don't know how to enter. Oh, mic is very low. Okay, test. Thanks for speaking up. I'm sorry I didn't notice it sooner. All right, let me try. Okay, is that better? I think that reset itself because I turned this up the other day too. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know, I don't think it's the mic. I think it's something on my system is getting better, but okay. Well, all right. So anyway, the major chords in a major scale: 1, minor 2, minor 3, major 4, major 5, minor 6, minor diminished 7. And let's find that degree sign. Okay. And I don't know where that standard comes from, but it's definitely the musical standard. Okay, let me get something in here, and then we'll give it a quick run. Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, so I'm developing an app. My daughter owns is the publisher for a magazine for dulcimer players, which Mountain Dulcimer is a sort of a lap guitar kind of thing with 3 strings. It's an old American instrument, kind of maybe first in the 1800s anyway, somewhere in there, early 1800s, possibly late 1700s. But and a hammer dulcimer, it looks kind of like the inside of a piano, and you play it with little malady kind of hammers. So anyway, we thought an app that just gave you a variety of little tools that you would use. And so one of them we're doing is a chord chart to say, if you're in Mountain Dulcimer, if you're in this tuning, let me start there. So I'll go into more of a dulcimer tuning. Okay. So if you notice, some frets are wide and some are narrow. That's just the layout of the Mountain Dulcimer is like that. They've added these couple extra ones so you can get some more notes, but it has this kind of weird pattern. So depending what what style fretboard you have and what tuning you use. So if I can make this a DAD or DAA or DAC or CGD or whatever. Each variation comes up with different sets of chords for that thing. And we have this index on the side with all the possible chords. All right. But if I choose a different tuning, like I play a lot of stuff in DGD. Okay. It plays in the key of G, so instead of starting with D, we start with G, and it's got totally different chord layouts. Okay, so it just these variations you have. Now the hammer dulcimer, you can't really see this, but it's usually kind of a trapezoid. It's about 3.5, 4 feet across, and maybe 2 feet deep or something. And you've got 2 bridges, and they stretch strings across them and overlay them and underlay them and all this. But this chart tells you like the top note is a D and the next note's a C and a B and an A and a G and so on. So it gives you a variety of notes you can do, and you hammer on them. And in this playing, you look for patterns. So here's a triangle pattern: A, E, and C. Well, that's an A minor chord. A, C, E, A, C, E. B, you got B, D, and F. That's a B minor chord. If I go on the other side, so I put the fat end of the triangle here, D, B, and G, that's a G chord. So many of your major chords are simple triangles like that, and depending which side you're on and all that stuff. So in this one, we're going to choose a key, and I probably should default it to D major, honestly. It's still more common, but we'll highlight the notes that play for a given chord. And I want to have an index on the side here that's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These values we're just filling in. So, all right. Thanks. All right. So, and this is just kind of pure music theory information. Just how do these chords come out, and just every scale does it the same way. And if you're into music theory, you're a classical musician or a jazz musician or a hammer dulcimer player or whoever, you learn these things in these patterns. So like 2-5-1 is a very common chord progression in a major key. So this would be, if this is C, this is D to G to C. Okay. And the reason is because a jump of a fifth sounds very strong. Bum, bum, just like the ending of a song or something. Well, the 2 jumping down to the 5 is also a fifth coming down. So it's, it sounds like going down a fifth and then going down another fifth, and it gives you a very final sound. So, a player would tend to know that. And many songs, like folk songs you learned, probably have 1, 4, and 5 chords all the time. They're very common. I don't know, thousands of songs are like that. Okay, now the minor side is more complicated, so I'm gonna fill those in. This one I have to kind of count my way through. The major one I can tell you off the top of my head. The minor I got to think about it. Okay, so A, and then B is diminished, not a 5 but a 2. ABC is major. D is minor. G is minor. 4 is D. 5 is E. 6 is F. That's a major. And G is a major. Okay, so A minor, B diminished, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major. Okay, oh, that's good. Oh, I didn't fill out my numbers all yet either. Huh. Okay, so this one is minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, 6 is major. Oops. 7 is major. Okay. Now let's get the rest of these. Major, major. This is minor. This is diminished. Get the scale degrees. 0, 2, 4. that gets you to E. Then F is one more. 7, 9, 11, and then 12 gets you back to the octave. Okay, the minors. 0 is A. 2 is B. Then 3 is C. D. E. Now I'm doing something wrong. 8 and 10. Okay, maybe I'm not. Okay, because G is a whole step to A when you're wrapping around, so 2 more notes gets you back to 12. Okay, so that's all right. But then because of the way harmonic scale the minor scale works, they have a harmonic variant that has that sharp G, and we're going to support that. So I'm going to put in a major chord, still offset 7, but it's major. And then this one, the 5 chord, you really want a 5/7. We'd really like a 7 chord here. And then this one, so these should be dominant 7. We're going to have to add that. All right. And then this is a sharp 7 diminished. So he's a little weird. So this will be G sharp BD. He's a diminished chord because he's got a minor third and a minor third. All right. And then this should be a dominant 7. Well, no, wait, that 5, EGBD, he's a minor 7. And this one's a dominant 7. Okay. Did I call him that? Minor 7. Okay, that doesn't exist. Yeah, good. Or at least okay. Now this one, I think we also want to make a dominant 7. Okay. Now the problem is those two don't exist. Somebody does all cases. So, well, I think we know who. It's this thing. Chord quality all cases. That was all cases when we had only mountain dulcimer, but now it's not all cases. So let's add a static accessor for that. This is mountain, well, MD cases. Is that better? Maybe all MD cases. I don't know. We're going to let that equal these. And they'll need some dots. I may have to give a type in here too. Yeah. Does he not like my spelling? Okay. So let's substitute that in here. Let's make sure it builds. Right. Okay. Well, let's add those. Okay, major, dominant 7, minor 7, diminished. Okay. Is that all of them? Okay, switch must be exhaustive. Yes. All right. Yeah, more theory stuff. Okay, so well, let's get those missing cases. All right, so dominant 7, we'll put that up here. Okay, so a dominant 7 has 4 notes. Root is 0, third is 4, fifth is 7, and 7th is 10. So this is how many half steps up do you go to get these things? Okay, so it's kind of a combination of the major 0, 4, 7 and the 7th adding in the 10. Okay, and then a minor 7. Again, I want that up. And he's kind of a combination, so he's going to return this, but he needs the 7th added in. I think they call it minor 7th. Okay. Now let's check the names. Yeah, I think our new ones, minor 7, we can just say minor 7th, dominant 7, same thing. Okay, so they both say that. They don't go into it. We could try and do the no 5 thing in there, but it's okay. So let's make sure everything's green. And I think I will take out this case iterable, because now we don't do all cases. We're explicitly calling out the mountain dulcimer cases. Maybe that should be capital C. Well, I think we're finally to the point we need the chord chart HD version of things. So he's going to be the thing that knows how to build up these chords with the scale degrees and all that stuff. All right. So we added dominant 7 and minor 7 to allow for hammered dulcimer. All right. Well, I think our index can do what we want. Oh, let me rename that. And take this off. All right, I think we might have enough. Whoa. Okay. I think I can delete that. I believe our change went in. Yeah. Okay. All right. So chord chart HD. Right now he's empty. All right. I don't know if we need him for. Why do I have HD? Or HD view. All right. Let's put you over here. Let's close. Close you. Okay. So the way you get an index is this modifier, and he's going to ask for some function of the, well, chromatic notes was what we needed before, but we want the scale degrees. So let's see, that modifier, will you, no. So open that. Open that to, I think the modifiers, well, maybe I do want the chord chart MD. MD view. All right, modifier is on the scroll view. Okay. So we'll take something like this. That's the body. Scroll view. Oh, right there. Okay. Okay. So chart. Do we have that defined? We don't. Okay. All right, I'm going to comment him out for a minute then. I think we'll need to get our chart in shape here first. Okay, chord chart MD, chord chart HD. Okay, so the thing we know we want from him is the, not chromatic, I guess it's the scale chords. Well, hopefully it runs better now. Okay, so chord chart HD, we're going to want scale chords. Let's get some tests in. Chord chart HD. All right, so he knows scale chords for major. And it's scale chord names, I think, is the real question we want to ask him. Okay, so create a set. All right, now before we gave the fretboard and the tuning to the mountain dulcimer chord chart. Okay, so his whole thing is knowing these two things. For us, we need to know the key and the layout is what we called it. Okay, so that's these values that get set in the picker. Okay, and so they got to come in. So his layout is, I don't even know what, and his key is, well, his key is D, and his quality is major. Okay, and none of this is there yet, so okay. The layout, well, we have one, so let's find layout. Okay, so we have layouts. Well, we can take layout sub-0, or we can make one up. The layout is really irrelevant for this purpose because the chords they're determined by the key. So yeah, I'll just pass layout sub-0 and let it go. Okay, we don't care what he is. However, the chord is important. Okay, so now expect sut.scale degree names to be equal to, and it's an array, and it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 diminished. Chord. Scale chord. Nope. Where did I put that? Scale quality. Okay. So this is really what counts, the major. We don't even care about the name of the key. All right. So now chord chart MD, chord chart HD. Let's put him on the right. Okay, so he's supposed to have something called var scale degree names, and it returns array of string, and we'll start him off empty, but we need a constructor. No, I think we can say var. Okay. Can you build? And this will, of course, fail. And these are the names that will appear in that index on the side, so that's pretty good. Okay. All right, and then we want to get this from scale quality. Whoops. Quality dot. Well, I guess just scale chords. map that to the name. Okay, so take your quality, look up the chords. We just want the name fields, and that should do it. Ugh, Xcode. Why do you do that? Oops, what do I know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Oh, yeah. All right, and then I'm going to add the test for minor, but I really expect this will just work. All right, so for minor, D minor, it's 1, 2 diminished, 3, D is minor. The default is major, but we also want, or minor, we want the major. That's E, then F is major. And then this, we want, well, 6, 7 is major, but we also want the sharp 7 diminished. All right, so this is more a test. No, that's kind of the weird part. Well, that's kind of what this Roman numeral is doing. Is they're doing everything in terms of scale degrees and ignoring the actual key name D, E, F. If you want to know what chord it actually is, the one chord, then you have to know the key. If it's D minor, that chord is a D minor chord, DFA. So, but we're not asking the notes. We're just trying to get enough to get the index. We will need the notes, and that's going to be a more complicated calculation than this. But this is enough to draw that index on the side, which is a good step. Let's see if I did my music theory right off the top of my head. So E, F, G, and then sharp G minor, G diminished. Okay, good. So one of those rare tests that just should pass to start with. So chord chart knows the scale degree names. And partly easy just because I'm willing to type in that stuff as hard-coded data for scored scale chord. All right, and let's close that. All right, so I think that's enough for chord chart HD view now. So, well, let's get one of these things in here. Chord chart HD, and his layout is layout name empty. Is that gonna work? Yeah, bridge is empty. Okay, so I'm just creating a sort of dummy one. This doesn't line up, so there may be a little bit of a valid complaint there. Chord chart HD layout. D major. Okay, that is all right. Now let me go to chord chart MD. I think, yeah, the initializer didn't need, we had that defer stuff in there, but I think that's being done differently. All right, so init for the view. Well, it doesn't really need one. Okay. Okay, so we've got a chord chart. Now we want to bring in, well, we want to bring these in. All right, let's bring this in first. So the modifier vertical index is chart dot scale degree names. Okay, what's the problem up here? Layout key quality. Oh, you suggested that. Come on. All right. All right, so hopefully get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if it's major, and or 1, 4, and 5 are major if it's major. Okay, that could use some tweaking, but they're right. All right, and if I select if I select, this is the bad thing. They don't change. Okay, so we need to do the updates too. Where did my? Oh, he's way over there. Okay. Yeah, let's get those. All right, so on change of layout index, well, he's really kind of, well, okay, it's really, okay, he's got layout. This is chord chart HD. Layout is layout sub layout index. Now we've selected something. Key is key, and quality is scale quality. Okay, so if they change the layout index and the first time through, we're going to set the layout to the current index and the key and quality to whatever they currently are. And then same thing on, well, it's really key and quality. On change of key and change of scale quality. Okay, let's try that again. Oh. Oh. We may have to pass some size stuff into that thing to set his width and that. But D minor should have that. That's right. And if I change it to E, he should update, but it should be the same. And I only have one layout, so all I can do is change this back and forth. Oh, but he didn't change. Oh, he did. He was very quick. Okay. Okay, let's give this thing some width. This thing. Modifier. Whoops. I want my vertical index. So he hard codes the width. I think we're going to make the client do that. Value has no member frame. Okay. I guess we're going to have to pass it in. Index. And then I guess maybe there's something. The background will probably not fill the frame width because the order is different. I think he should fill the frame width, this width. Let's fix this thing. $28, and then let's try this one with like 32. We'll have to pay attention though. Yeah, if the background doesn't fill it. I think we may also want to give it the padding. Oops. Still not right, huh? Vertical index, map of name, width closes vertical index modifier. Okay. With the frame outside. Yeah, unfortunately. I wasn't trying to put it outside the modifier. I was hoping I could just mark the index with a width, but the width is the whole screen because it's a C stack. And it was big blank area pushing the thing to the right. So, oh well. All right. All right. He's not quite wide enough, but he's better. This one should be working. Okay. So we'll try 36 on this. And just enough, I hope. And then, well, I still got something wrong. I was hoping to get a little better formatting on here. Okay, I think mostly that'll be all right. And now are you looking? Okay. I just hope he's not encroaching on our board too much. I think he's all right. That doesn't look as bad to me. Major was a little more crowded looking, but it's still okay. Now we did have a thing. We were putting the index at one point. We had it up to the top, but I don't know. Maybe this is more normal just trying to think of like the contact app. All right. Did we get enough? All right, good. Okay, so I think that to me looks like the vertical index is doing what I expect it to. It's working. It's working on the right stuff. It changes based on the key quality. Okay. We'll run tests one more time. Wait a minute, am I missing a day here? He was 30, he's 31. Okay. I guess we never put in 30. $25 was yesterday. Okay, this is hammer, dulcimer chord chart. And then I was moving something here is DPN 2531. I don't remember what I called it. Scales. Okay. Dulcimer size, key and quality, bridges, strings, and markers. Well, if we've done bridges and strings. Actually, we did note names too. Oh, markers are the little white square. Okay, I guess we did that. But we also did note names. Okay, and identify chord standard tunings and sizes. Okay. Well, I think the thing we're missing. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is I want to go through and list these things. So I want to say 1-E major. If it's, in E major. And if it were in minor, it'd be 1-E minor. And then a chord chart, and then the next chord, and so on, like we did before. So we'll put a dividers in and all that stuff too. So if all we did was list the chord at that scale degree, I guess that's something. Okay, so list chords by scale degree with a board for each. All right. And I think we can do something on that. I mean, this is chromatic notes. Okay, so this for each is really the same as this. So we should be able to do that. Chart dot scale degree names. Well, I need the whole degree. Yeah. Scale degrees is a new thing. Okay, so that tells me I'm not ready to do this. Okay, but what I want to do is run through each scale degree, and knowing the key, now that comes in, figure out what the name of the chord is, and then be able to articulate those. Okay. So we were doing chromatic notes, and then Oh, and then all the types of chords. Okay, that's not what we're doing here. All right, so a chord chart HD. Well, I lost him. Okay. And we're going to put him over here again. Okay. So I think he's going to know, a chord chart knows the scale degrees. Well, I guess we kind of know that. Maybe he knows the chords in order is maybe the more interesting thing. Okay, so am I gonna assume? I'll maybe say chord names. I'm not sure we're getting a sophisticated enough approach, but we'll start here. I'm going to do a major. D. Can I just say it like that? E minor. I need to find a sharp sign again. Can I copy it from here? No. Chord note name knows it. F sharp, G, A minor, B diminished. Is that? Yeah, I just don't know if I want to spell them like D space major, E space minor. These are almost like guitar chords. I'm just not familiar enough with hammered dulcimer music to know if that's normal. Okay, so we need chord names. Okay, and we'll just return nothing and make sure the test builds. Good. Not good. Still running. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little. Now we have to start putting stuff together. I don't know if I can do it off individual ones, but what are we going to do? Well, we're going to walk through the scale chords. Let's see what we get there. We need these because those offsets tell us where does this note start. Am I being... Yeah, that one should be 11. So that offset, if we take... Oh, good to see you again, Catmo. Hope you're back sometime soon and doing well. So I guess if you take the note, the key note, and then you add this offset to it, you will get a note. If you use it as a note name, you'll get a note that corresponds, and then you should be able to add 2 to it, say, and get the note that corresponds, which is E in this case of D. Okay. Now, I'm also puzzled. Did we get all the chromatic notes in here for this thing? Yes. Okay. So really, yeah, I think we'll have to map those. Okay. So if we take the scale chords dot map Okay, so for each chord, we're going to take the key. Let's see. So let's let new key equals note name of key plus $0 dot offset. Okay, that gives us a new note name. Okay. And then, sorry, the scale quality has this chord quality. Well, he just does his thing like this. All right, let's make this reflect it. E minor, D major. Be diminished. And this we'll definitely have to get someone to tell us what they think. All right, but I think we can return new key dot name followed by $0 dot quality dot description. And yeah, and where $0 is a scale chord, scale quality. No, it's a scale chord. Get rid of these $0s. Turn that loose. Okay. D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A seventh. Right. Spelled this way. Whoops. B minor. Wait a minute. D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A seventh, B minor. Oh yeah. I started on D, okay. And then C sharp, diminished. D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A seventh, B minor, and then C sharp diminished. Yeah, that sounds right. No, a key of C has sharp C, but yeah, the C sharp was missing. Okay. All right. That's good. Yeah, because there has to be one of each labeled note. Yeah. But whether it's like D major has two sharps, so we needed the sharp one. But yeah, I didn't have the C at all. All right. Let's modify our view now. Okay. Okay, so we're going to run through for each, and then chart.chord names. We probably need to be identifiable in there. Well, I guess ID self is fine. Well, no, he's not so fine. Well, we'll get it for now. Text $0. Are you gonna make me say verbatim? Okay, so that should at least print all their names. Let's put the divider in. All right. I'm beginning to think the names, maybe we should be asking maybe we should get back the scale chords and then ask that to give me your name based on your key or something. I don't know. All right, let's see how it runs. Yay. Okay. E major, F sharp minor. You know, sometimes the lowercase minor and diminished. I almost think I should spell that one out. Yeah. Well, I think that's okay. A little more padding wouldn't hurt there, but that we'll worry about that later because I think the layout view is going to move around too. But really, we're going to take a copy of each one of these and put it in there. I should just do that now. And I think we did this as title text or something in the other chord MDU. Bold. Yeah. Let's format that a little bit. Chord, note, quality description. Okay. A little formatting on there, and we'll run. Yeah, I mean, a little padding would not hurt, is at least, especially after it. We'll just try 12. Yeah. Okay, I think a little more there, but I'm gonna put the key of circle equals root and all that in there. I think we're getting there. Yeah, a little on top of that would be good too. Maybe just 4. Whoops. All right, well, let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes. We'll come back, and I think it's time to start finding the notes and placing them on the board. Welcome back. All right. So I think I kicked this off before, and a little gap there I think is an improvement. I don't think we need one up here. Oh, it should put the name. It should put the scale degree in front of that. Okay. He has the name. Let's make sure that looks all right. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't jump. Okay, we got to tag these things. Now, I know we did that for the HD one. Where's those tags? It must be in here. Well, it's maybe dot ID. Content view. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's our board. Okay, calendar, event view. Oh, wait a minute. I know this worked. The one chord view. Oh, there's the ID. Okay.